Welcome back, folks. We're back live in the Destroy the Planet studio. This is Destroy the Planet TV. Today we are going to talk about our brand new song called Reach.
So Reach was the first song that you and I had kind of worked on.
It was.
Yeah. You had a kind of a different take on the drum part, right?
Well, so Trent had sent me the guitar tracks to Reach, and I interpreted it quite a bit differently than what Trent was thinking about. So I was very excited when I showed him. I brought my laptop with the file on it, and I just recorded just a pre-production demo of it, and it was just so lots of double bass and everything, and I was like, and Trent's like, yeah, that's great.
It was the same thing like when a child brings you a photo, you know, that's just like, oh, you tried so hard. I love it.
I still think it sounds
A for effort. Yeah, it was this drum beat that was like I mean, like I can't even do it as fast, and it was like it was double bass drum with a little bit of song, and so yeah, we did alter that one a little bit. But yeah, so it's kind of when we reeled that one in. The only other thing we had to change, really from like concept to the final product, as far as like structure of the song and what you were doing was where we put the breakdown. So
yeah, we changed that up a little bit.
So what we're talking about is that part on the song towards the, right after the solo where it goes to the floor toms, more I don't know what you want to call it. I always think of it like a
kind of like the
We'll Rock You,
the arena rock part.
Yeah, and so we actually struggled with finding where to put that. So it initially came out of the guitar solo into that beat, and then we did it for the whole chorus, and then the song ended.
It didn't sound right.
And then we did where we come into the from the guitar solo into a regular chorus, and then at the second half of the chorus we do that, and then the song ended, and that didn't sound right. So then we added another chorus. So now it comes out of the solo, does a regular chorus, and then goes to that drum beat for half of the chorus, and then we finish up the chorus, and that took I think we tried that multiple times.
Yeah, we went through a few different iterations, and we finally decided on what you guys hear now.
And I like that part because it breaks it up and makes it to a different, it gives it a different feel. And then kind of my favorite thing about that is, I think it was on accident as well. At the studio, there was like this noise, and I think it might have been from the guitar where just from editing, there was this little like a rocket kind of taking off, and we said, "Can you make that actually happen?" And so what you hear after that part when it has a stop, there's it's reverse reverb. It's just a reverse plate that makes it sound like it's coming back into the song, that rush into the song, and that it just. I liked the song already, and we thought we were done with the song. That was a 13th hour thing.
A little bonus.
That was like in the mastering process where we'd like, hey, there's a funny thing there, and then we were gonna edit it out, and then we're like, you know what, let's do this rest of it to it.
Well, kind of going back to when we were first working on the song, the other thing I thought was cool is I think Mike had a similar idea as me because this is one of our faster tempoed songs, so I think Mike and I were kind of thinking, we're going to throw down on this song. So Mike also had a pretty cool bass part, but it just wasn't exactly what the song called for. So
it was a little too busy, and we didn't even realize it until we were in the studio and we were listening to some playbacks, and you weren't quite happy with it, and we wanted to make sure that didn't continue.
Well, at this time, I'm not. I'm such a dictator. like yeah.
So-
Let's make sure this guy's happy.
Reach almost was an extreme metal song. So
Anyway, it's an example of where pulling back and just kind of going with a root note, which is really kind of just keeping it down where the bass should be. In a lot of instances, it was an example of that pull back, and it served the song. So I think that's what it was an example of, and we came up with it on the fly, kind of, and moving to the kind of the root fifth, root eighth hits during the verse there. It added just the right amount of flourish that it needed, but it kept the balance of the song going properly. So that was fortuitous.
yeah, so we went through a few different iterations of this song, but
To make me happy.
it was all for Trent, right? No, I mean, this was the first song we really worked on. So, I mean, it's kind of like, new band and everything. It takes a few iterations. And then we started locking in together and realizing what the song called for. And I think, the end product is awesome.
The other thing I was going to mention is the bridge. So right after the second chorus, there's a bridge before we get into the guitar solo, and we recorded the vocals for this one. I think this was first. I think this was the first song we did. And
I think you're right.
I did it like at 10 in the morning, and so it was the song to loosen me up for the rest of the record. And in this particular studio, like to do they didn't like to go back. If you were gonna do your main vocal, you have to do your harmonies then as well. You're not gonna be able to do all your true voice stuff first, and then try to do your higher and stuff that's a lot of character for you later. So I had to do those harmonies that morning as well, and we did this whole record very, very quickly. I mean, this record, it took a while to get it out. It took a while to get it mixed and get it mastered. It's just schedules and things like that were in the way. But we recorded this in 5 days. And so on the first vocal day, we did all the drums in one day.
Yes.
But on the first vocal day, in the first vocal half hour of recording, I did this vocal, and it was there's a high harmony in that bridge, which I believe is the highest note that I sang.
It was Q, wasn't it?
I think we figured it out. It was
Q sharp.
I think it's an F sharp. We tuned down half steps, so we'd be playing a G, which would that's backwards. It should be a G sharp then. I don't know.
Can you sing it for us right now?
Nope.
No.
We
gotta warm them up.
Yeah, that was a one opportunities thing, and and that wasn't on the demo. Like that was.
No.
So if you're wondering which part I'm talking about, it's where we say we know just where the road is gonna lead us. That part is beyond my register, and I'm glad we were able to, glad it was the record button was pressed before we hit that.
So Mike, did we figure out his vocal range, F sharp to like Z, or I mean, what is it, like 3.5 octaves, or what is it? I mean, it's pretty impressive. Trent can sing pretty low.
No, you're a minimum eight octave.
Full piano scale.
I'm two Freddie Mercury's and an Elton John. No, I don't have
him on the spot.
I don't have a lot of range. The lower stuff is definitely easier for me, but our music fits better in singing the range that I do. So, so the other fun thing
live, I'll step in and try to handle that.
Mike covers all the high stuff live. Even like on other songs, he'll do like the main vocal live. I just because I can't do 11 songs in a row in some of those ranges. So Mike bails me out. Which is nice though. There's harmonies on everything, so I still get to sing something. So the other thing I like about this song is that we made a video for it. So this is our second music video that we made. This one is special to us because we did it ourselves. sometimes you gotta take the law into your own hands and just make justice happen for yourself. So we try to contract multiple directors to come and get a video made. I think we promised at a show that we would have a video made in the next month, and so that would have probably put us in September.
We got tired of waiting.
Yeah,
It's just waiting and waiting and
you know,
schedules and stuff. And
No, yeah, nothing against anyone, but we contacted multiple people, and it was we got this going on, that going on, and we're just some band, so we're kind of get put to the bottom of the list. So we bought the equipment ourselves, shot the video ourselves, and edited it ourselves, and we got together.
we hired other people to play, right?
Yeah.
No.
I hired Tom Selleck to
So
play.
we had fill-ins for the video. It actually were people that look like us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Stunt doubles.
I got Susan Sarandon who played me.
Yeah.
So how we did this was we actually got together on a Monday and set the room up and it didn't get done.
That may have been my fault.
We're not going to go into it.
So I brought everything. I always bring way too much stuff, but the one thing I forgot was my floor tom legs. So the floor tom legs screwed the whole schedule up, but it ended up being for the better because
we got more time.
we got more time.
And
we were still learning the camera and stuff.
There was a mistake with the files. So there were the footage we got that day was unusable. But but we did it on a Tuesday, and we shot the video and it didn't take very long. And then we actually released the video on the Thursday.
Yes.
So that's how tired we were of waiting for other people to do our stuff for us. We shot the video ourselves on Tuesday, and then spent 2 days editing it. And I mean, it wasn't 2 days editing. It was like start working on it the next day a little bit, and then start the next day, and then I think
Sleep for an hour.
Yeah, I sent it to you guys at like 10 a.m. I think on that Thursday, and you guys were like, good. There was no re-edits, no anything.
I think the first version is what it is.
Yes, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So I had fun making that video.
Yeah,
It was cold.
It was cold.
It was cold. How cold was it outside?
It was frigid.
We had a jet engine
We were below
propane
Yes.
heater, one of those
And that was why we wanted to do it on that Monday, because it was a bitter cold January, and we wanted to do it on the Monday because that Monday the forecast was 17 above, but it was 3 below on the Tuesday.
Yeah, so it got colder.
So
we couldn't have the jet engine going while we were tracking the video. So we'd blast the heat, then turn it off, and then record. Blast
also
the heat. And
also, it wasn't so much that. It was like that you can't. Those heats aren't thermostat. So it's like
it was either 85 degrees or 20.
And so,
and then you're sweating too much in the video. Let's get some powder.
So
we didn't have any powder. No.
So it's the control video all over again, because the control video we never got to talk about the control video when we did that.
We didn't.
So the control video that was over 100 degrees, and so
we're in a brewery where they stew the hops and everything. So it's kind of
so everybody that we know that see the video, they're like, "Why was your hair so wet?" And I'm like, because I was soaked. Actually, we were like between takes. We had a towel on my hair. Because I think it was literally where I was standing.
There's actually a hidden part of the video where we're swimming with the hops in the vat. But due to legal issues with the brewery and stuff, they didn't want us to release that, so we had to cut that out. But that's why Trent was all wet. He was swimming with hops.
I was wet. And I love. I don't want to keep talking about the control video, but what I love about the control video is that it just the way it was edited. I start out with wet hair, but then there's it's a funny scene. There's a clip, and it's a good 5-second clip where my hair is dry. That's from the first take, and so it was. It's
before
weird.
You dove in.
The continuity of the wetness of the hair. But yeah, I did I went. Actually, what I did was I'd go into the freezer. Remember, I was going
Yes,
in
you
between
did.
take. I went into
forgot
the
about
freezer because it was so hot. And anyway, moving
Like,
on.
where's Trent?
Yeah, in the
He's in the freezer.
in a freezer. And so back to Reach. It was cold and then hot and cold. And then but we got to do some fun stuff with this one. We got to make. I mean, we didn't really know what kind of story we wanted to do with this, but we wanted to put some imagery in there, and so we did some fun things. I thought it was fun to doing the shadows.
Yeah.
It's
It seemed, it seemed a little kooky at first, but then once we started doing it and stuff like that, we're reaching. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense. And I don't know, you can expand a little on the concept of the song, or Mike can a little bit, why it's called Reach.
well, yeah, and I guess the concept of the song is that it's about reconnecting with somebody from your past, and right, but it seems like a good idea, but right before you make the decision to let this person back into your life, you realize why you made the decision years ago to not have this person around you. So that's
Yeah, I mean, it's a classic case of you just remember the good stuff, and then when you get right before you want to reconnect, you're like, oh, crap. This is why.
And yeah, so the video concept was taking it really literal of just the reaching.
Yeah.
But what we did was, I like what we did. I think it looks neat. I think it looks like it looks like we did it, but I mean, it doesn't look like somebody who's never made a video made it. I mean, it looks like they with our style. It has like our style. It fit our music, because what we did with the shadows is we each did we went in front of a sheet.
Our stunt doubles.
Yeah, our son. So yeah, Susan Sarandon went in front of a sheet,
Yeah, absolutely.
and we made did a bunch of stuff with our hands, and then what I and it was a white sheet, so it was a black shadow, but we reversed the negative, and then also we cut out like every 3 frames, so it looked stop motion. It really, I was like I don't know, I like that, like stop motion, like what is it, his name, Harry Van Housen, whatever. Like that, I like that kind of look, that Sinbad and look, Clash Titans, So and then we did the thing that we had talked about. For like a month, we talked about this other thing I wanted to do.
Oh, over and over. I'm like, how are we going to do it? And I thought I was going to get suckered into doing it.
Yeah, that was the best. So
then at the last minute, I'm like, if you really want to do it, you can. I just was envisioning you never getting it off, and
so what it was is the some of the hands that you see there that are dripping, it's actually white paint. So we were just in front of a black background with white paint, and so I got chosen. I was the chosen one.
It was going to be me, and then at the last minute, Trent, volunteered kindly.
So we took like a big bucket and just and put a paint can inside it, and then just covered my whole arm in paint. And if we were ever to do this again, I would have brought the paint inside the house
and
the night
whole
before.
Body, just the whole body.
So our mistake was that we were going to film this on a Monday, but we didn't, and we did it on the next day, and we left this, pretty much outside in the cold, for a night.
Cold.
And so when I had to put my arm in this paint, it was freezing. It was absolutely freezing. I mean, it was terrible.
It was probably below freezing.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was below. And so it was really thick, and that probably helped the look of it, really. But the paint, we couldn't get it to be any thinner. We kept stirring it. But I put my hand in there, and I was just making hands, like shapes of my hands and moving my hands. And somebody commented, sent me a direct message that whoever that was, it looks like they had a a welt or something on their arm. It was just a bubble in the paint. it was this hand. But yeah, you'll know what I'm talking about in the video. There's like a thing there.
All the carcinogens in the paint
Right.
were
Yeah.
like eating your skin away.
The medical concern is appreciated.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
yeah, it was
He's okay. The arm is healed.
Yeah, they located a cyst.
We cut it off and it grew back. So
But yeah, so that was what that was. It's what, so we put the paint in and then just filmed it, and like I'd pull my hand up, and then obviously with the finished video, some of that I put it backwards and did the stop motion thing, took out some
you
frames.
weren't supposed to say that. That was it actually
So
it actually.
anyway, that was really fun. I like the idea of making our own videos. Now we have our own equipment, so we're actually going to be working on another video very, very soon for another song. And yeah, if you have your favorite, Destroy the Planet song that you would like to see a video of, tell us, because we can just make videos every day. We have the equipment and the know-how. So we can do what we want to do, but that was kind of it for Reach.
That was Reach.
That was Reach.
All right,
Thank you for tuning in to Destroy the Planet TV, where we will see you on the flip side on another planet.
Yes,